What's going on, guys? Jaxx the Bearded Hiker here. So I've been getting a lot of requests to dust off the old Discada, Discada, Disco, Plow disc, Cowboy Walk, whatever you want to call it. We're dusting it off today. We're going to be doing beef on a plow disc, and I'm going to show you how it's done. All right, before we get started, I want to throw this out there real quick. If you're interested in picking up one of these plow discs, you can get one at southwestdisc.com. I'll leave a link in the description. At checkout, if you'll type in Jaxx 10, that's JAXX10, you'll get a 10% discount. Keep in mind, I don't make any money off of this whatsoever, whether you buy one or you don't. This is not a sponsored video. I just have a discount code and I'm giving it to you. All right, let's get busy. So we're gonna dice up 3 vine ripened tomatoes. Make sure they're vine ripe. It's gonna lend a better flavor here. So let's take that. It's Cutco knife, beautiful knife, love this thing. All right, we're not gonna go all the way through. I like to slice down like this. Then I'll flip it and then turn this way. Like we're making a blooming onion. I'm gonna turn it like this, slice down. Or you can do it this way. I mean, it's not rocket science, right? So we'll go like this. You can go all the way through. Separate the stack here. Flip those little badgers up like this. Just so you know, I used all my tops too. That's all that's left. Okay, teaspoon of oregano, or as some people like to say, oregano. Season with a little bit of Himalayan sea salt, a little bit of black pepper, a half a cup of red wine. Give it a toss. All right, we're just gonna set this aside and let's season our meat. So before we season this meat up, I'm just gonna tell you what I got here. I have about 4 chuck-eye steaks, about 1.73 pounds there, and I have 4 ribeyes here. Now what you wanna do with these ribeyes before we season them, we'll trim any excess fat up because we're not gonna be cooking these for long. So it's not gonna render like a normal steak you would, you know, like cooking on the grill or something. So let's season these up, and we're just gonna be seasoning them with salt and pepper. But let's trim them first. All right, so there's not a lot of fat on these, but I'm just gonna get some of these little outer edges off here. Not have to be too aggressive with it, you know. We just don't wanna be eating all that. Let's season with our little bit of salt and pepper on both sides. You can be pretty liberal with this. All right, we're salt and peppered up. We got our meat in this bowl. So now we're gonna go in with red wine vinegar, and you're gonna use 1 cup. Now what we're gonna do for the next 15 to 30 minutes, we're gonna toss this every, you know, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, and for no longer than 30 minutes, sorry. All right, so we're just gonna let that hang out. While this is hanging out like that and we're flipping it, we gotta chop us up some onions. All right, so now it's time to cut up onions. You're gonna cut up 4 onions, large onions or medium onions, either one. And I like to cut, when I do this dish, I like to cut these onions a certain way. So I'm gonna show you how I like to cut them. But I'm gonna cut both ends of the onion off. Okay, just move that out of the way. Then I'm gonna go straight down. So I have 2 separate halves here. Now we're gonna just peel the skin off. All right, as you can see, we have our skin peeled off here. So what I like to do after you've done that, go in about right here at an angle. Maybe go another, I don't know, half an inch. All right, just keep doing that. And then you're gonna get to this point where you're straight up and down. Just keep going like that. And then I'll flip it. All right, move this out of the way. I'll flip it like that and do the same thing on this side. All right. And what you're wanting is, you want some beef to these onions. Does that make sense? I mean, you don't want them to be thin. You want these things to be able to hold together. All right, so we're gonna cut up the rest of these onions. Remember, we got 4 of them. Big old bowl of goodness right there. So we got all the components here to this dish. Remember, keep flipping your meat. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's a little bit cold here on the Gulf Coast. So big shout out to Booger, who made me this beer cozy hand warmer thingy. Link will be below. Go check her out. The Air Fryer Queen. Thank you, Booger. Bill Gowdy, big shout out. All right, so what we're gonna do now is, it's been about 25 minutes. I'm just gonna pour this vinegar off. We've got our cowboy walk over there, or our plow disc, heating up. All right, so what I have here is, I have 3/4 cup of vegetable oil. We're gonna pour that over the meat. All right, and we're gonna give it a toss. Just make sure all that meat's coated. All right. And then while our wok is heated up, when it's heated up, we're gonna go over there and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. Okay, we're nice and hot. We'll start laying in our steak. It is hot. So we wanna cook this until we get a nice crust on our steak. Then we're gonna move, then we're gonna move them off to the side. I'll show you. We'll turn this down. All right, so you don't want to crowd your meat, but listen, once we got all the meat in there, we're going to drizzle the rest of this oil over the meat. Now you can't see. So it's going to take about 3 minutes to brown these on each side. So important steps, you want to move these up out of the oil and stuff as it gets done. You want to make sure you don't take them out, because we want the fat and all that stuff to keep dripping or draining back into this middle part here. All right, we've removed all this stuff, so we're going to go in with all of our onions. Woo, baby, that smells good. All right, so we just want to get these golden. We don't want to caramelize them. We just want to get a nice color on them. I'll show you what I'm looking for. All right, this is the color that I'm looking for right here. We're serving this family style. And guess what? There's only 2 of us. All right, we're gonna put these steaks on top. Now, I bet you're wondering, hey, what's going on with the tomatoes concoction that we did? Well, I'm about to show you. All right, here we go. All right, we're just gonna cook this down just a little bit until some of these tomatoes release some of their liquid, and we're gonna make a little sauce there. Show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, that was only like 3 minutes. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, look at this, beautiful. You talk about good, guys. And just go over this meat with this sauce and juices. Man, it smells so freaking fantastic right now. You excited about eating this? I know I am. I don't know why we don't make this more often. All right, we'll get back with you. Okay, so there's several different ways to eat this. You know, this is how I like to eat it with a taco. Sometimes my wife loves to eat it with rice. So let's just take some onions on here. Now, I know I'm gonna get a lot of crap right now like I did prior to this about my tortillas. Look, this is all I got. They are toasted, guys. Anyway, all right, let's see how he did. All right, hold on a second. So this is how my wife likes it. Just heating this up, I'm gonna add some already cooked rice along with those onions. Just gonna do this until this is mixed together and it's heated thoroughly. Trust me, all this grass and crud on this disco or cowboy walk soaks up into that rice. You got some good eats there. Okay, so normally I don't like to pat my own self on the back, but I will. All right, guys, try this. I don't even really know how to describe it other than it is freaking stupid good. All right, guys, beef on a plow disc. Do it.